Okay, so Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer was pretty cool. I gotta say, I enjoyed it a lot. And most people seem to be confused, angry, or both at it, and I don't know why. Like, some people are saying it gave away spoilers, and I'm like, well, isn't a trailer is a spoiler? You're seeing the movie. Like, that's such a stupid thing to say. Anybody that said that, if you were watching this, you're an idiot. If you watch a trailer for any movie you haven't seen yet, that is a spoiler. It's showing you things you haven't seen and you don't know. That's a spoiler. Shut up. The aforementioned spoilers being the vulture wings and Dr. Octopus tentacles in the Oscorp building for a couple of seconds. I mean, they were kind of a given. Dr. Octopus was a given at this point. You can't make Spider-Man movies or anything without Dr. Octopus. He is one of the biggest Spider-Man villains, if not the Spider-Man villain. I mean, this guy's done so much just Spider-Man, I can't even, begin to start listing these off. And if you read Superior Spider-Man, that's basically the biggest fuck you to Spider-Man. So get over it. And the Vulture was one of the first villains Spider-Man ever fought. To not use him would be pretty ridiculous. I mean, he's a kind of a goofy character, but he's almost beaten Spider-Man multiple times. So he has earned his place, if you ask me. Plus, he's a member of the Sinister Six, which I think would be a good idea for one of these movies if they ever decided to do that. Which would mean a reintroduction of the Sandman, hopefully done well. Sam Raimi, please don't ever touch another Spider-Man movie ever again, for the love of God. Because Spider-Man 3, was shit. Go to bed. Now, my one qualm with this has been common knowledge for a while, but it's pretty apparent that they are going to use ultimate versions of these villains in the Amazing Spider-Man, and if you don't know what that means, it means there are multiple universes in Marvel, and the Ultimate Universe is kind of, I think it's like a reintroduction of the characters for like a newer generation of people, and they kind of screw up a lot of characters. Kraven the Hunter being one of them. I don't like how that turned out, but that aside, the Ultimate version of Rhino, as opposed to the original version, which is a dude in a giant suit that gives him Rhino-like abilities, is a giant mech suit, which is piloted by the Rhino. Paul Giamatti plays the Rhino? Yeah, so it's a giant mech suit. I couldn't tell if it was a mech I think it was, or just like a giant robot. You could only see the horns and maybe a bit of the front, but it was definitely not the leather Rhino suit, which is hilarious looking. So that'll be pretty cool. They've obviously decided to go with the Ultimate version of Electro, which is definitely a good choice because the original version of Electro is one of the funniest costumes I've ever seen. It's really derpy looking, and it wouldn't have been taken seriously, I guarantee it. It was a good call on their part, because Electro is definitely one of the more badass villains. I mean, electricity manipulation is just pretty fucking cool. So he's definitely going to be a good time in that movie. And then the Green Goblin. This is where I'm confused. I don't know what version of Green Goblin that is. I couldn't tell if he had a mask on. It looked like he didn't, and his hair was styled back in the shape of the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin's helmet. So, yeah. I mean, it was pretty apparent he had on some kind of body armor. As for any kind of injection of the Green Goblin serum or anything, I'm not sure. More than likely, yes. I don't think they'd just have him running around with his gadgets, which would still be okay. But to be able to go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man, I think he'd need the serum. So hopefully they do that. And as for if it's Harry or Mr. Osborn, I couldn't tell. I think it was definitely his dad. So maybe his son will come back and be a dick in the next movie like he usually is. Whatever. It's gonna be a good time regardless. I think it'll be definitely better than the first one. The first one was a complete piece of shit, other than a couple of the fight scenes. The cranes. The cranes. So cheesy. I mean, I know Spider-Man's a cheesy character himself. Like, this dude can't go more than, like, 5 seconds during a fight without cracking a, like, joke. But, Jesus, the crane scene in that movie was so corny. I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't stop laughing. Like, now anytime I see that movie and I see that scene, I just burst into laughter. It's completely and utterly ridiculous. So, that's just my 2 cents on that. If you think it's going to be good, let me know in the comments. If not, then let me know in the comments. If you think this video sucked, go ahead and do that too, because I like to laugh at that stuff. So, that's that. Have a good day, everybody.